up, folks? Welcome to the channel, Rockin' the Country. I'm Don. Shout out to David and Christine again for the hat, which I hadn't worn in a little bit, but I decided for these folks, I'm absolutely wearing it because I saw a picture of them and they've all got hats on. So I'm like, that inspired me to wear mine. But I'm taking a flyer here. You saw the name of the group. I'd never heard of them before. Romen, Buffalo, and the Loyal Order. And the name of the song that I chose is Praying Blues, and it goes like this. Nobody requested this, but I receive emails from bands, promoters, and management people fairly frequently, actually. And most of them are completely inappropriate for the channel in the sense that it might be just straight rock, it might be metal, it might be hip-hop. I mean, it's sort of like they'll collect names and throw them out there and hope people will react to them to give their group exposure. And as much as I admire the effort, and I do, because it means that people are active on the band's behalf, if it's not appropriate, it's not appropriate. This one turned out to be appropriate. I'd never heard of the folks, but these folks, the band, are from the Sonoran Desert. And this was contained in the email that I received, the publicity email from, I think the gentleman's name was David, actually. So if folks in the band see this, David is active out there, if that's his name. But that gives a little bit of information, which is not only helpful for the viewers of the channel, but also I am mindful that the bands themselves, band members, sometimes songwriters, watch the reactions and reviews that I do, and they rarely comment, actually, but they'll watch. And I know that they're out there watching. Not all of them. I mean, I'll do Miranda. Miranda won't know me for the most part, but other folks, the smaller independent groups, generally do. And so I am mindful. So I try to keep a balance between doing things for the viewers on the channel as well as the artists who will be watching. So I'm kind of mindful on multiple levels of this. All right, here we go. Praying Blues. In a good mood already.
There's a reason, but no cure. There's a line they always recite. Gonna check for vitals, don't look down. Gonna pick your poison, won't be long. There's a place we all go. There's a moment of regret. All this time just makes you think. All these drugs, yeah, just make you weak. How many prayers for goodbye? Pictures and paintings, dancing boat. That's a song I wish I wrote. It's a calendar. Don't get lost, boy, don't be late. How many prayers for the morning light? How many prayers for a say goodnight? How many prayers for goodbye?
All right, this is so far what I've got. We'll see where it goes, but it's just about the things that happen in this life before we die, and it's just picking out various things. The drugs thing threw me off. I thought it was going to go in another direction, but I think that was just one of the things that takes place in this life, along with the other things. All right, let's find out.
There's a time we all know. There's a reason. Gotta get up, Joe. Can't take it with you when you're gone. Don't look back, child. It won't be long. How many prayers for the morning light? How many prayers for say goodnight? How many prayers for goodbye? How many prayers for the morning light? How many prayers for say goodnight? How many prayers for goodbye? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
That's it? Praying blues. All right, so, all right, blues, obviously we know something's gone wrong, but not just in a moment, but it's over an expansive time. This one I get the sense that like nighttime was a substitute for death. Before you go to bed, when I wake up in the morning, will there be heaven, basically? Will the sunrise, the sunrise in the morning? How many prayers? So anytime you invoke prayer, you're talking about generally, God and the heavenly realm, and can things be better? Because our notions of heaven are this utopia, a pain-free existence where we're not pressed down, we're not stressed out, we're not lied to, we're not beaten down, all that stuff. It's just a nice place. That's what we conceptualize heaven to be. So whenever you bring prayer into it, it's like, I can't take it any longer. Whatever it is. And he's got the praying blues. What is he? I mean, he's praying because he's blue. He wouldn't have the blues because he's praying, but he's bringing up those things that just are hurtful, which is what we do in prayer. Interesting. I don't have a fixed meaning on this. I do think, though, that nighttime was substituted for death. And, how much do I have to do before I go to sleep? In fact, biblically, there are places, and it's mostly in the Hebrew Bible, where death is referred to as sleep. But I don't know if the songwriter went that far into this thing. But I just do like that. I love bluegrass. I love the quick picking. I love just the instrumentation. Interestingly, in this one, the bass was subdued. And normally you can hear it prominently displayed, so to speak, played in bluegrass. But yeah, fascinating. All right, I'm sure maybe there are people who will reach back out to me and get me some more of their songs that I can use, because I do grab them from YouTube, but maybe there's another way that they could get me something else. But nonetheless, I'm not going to rate that. I just wanted to do it. It's a fun part of doing the channel, of just giving exposure to folks that wouldn't necessarily have it. And we're not, as we know, we're not huge, but we're not tiny any longer. And I saw this the other day. I was at the Rutgers basketball game. I was at dinner beforehand, and I was talking with a guy, and he said he was into country music, and not only Nashville country, but he was into other types too, right? And I said, well, I've got a channel. And he's like, oh, you do? And he was kind of dismissive. He went to the channel and he sees that I've got 26,000 subs, and he's like, you have 26,000? Like, it shocked him. So that was kind of one gauge as far as like we've made progress here in terms of numbers and getting artists exposure. And that's fun. I mean, that is seriously a fun part of it. So there it is. All right, folks, nobody requested it. I just did it to take a flyer for a band that who knows what happens for them. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country and bluegrass.